some said you wouldn't win a game. What sort of belief do you get from that result?
Oh, yeah, well, you get a lot of belief in the things we've been training. So we've trained a lot around our system, our method, but a lot around our mental mastery. So for our players, a young group, they've got to learn how to deal with momentum. So that was almost the most pleasing part of the game, not letting that scoreboard impact the way that we wanted to play. So for them to reset and go back to their anchors and get back out there and execute. So we knew it was going to take a little bit of time, just wanted to chip away at it. But yeah, to the boys' credit, their spirit and energy didn't waver at all, which is all I can ask.
Could you have pictured those scenes in the rooms when you were 41 points down?
Well, I wasn't looking at the scoreboard either, but you don't. And to be fair, you do just get drawn into the game and you're worrying about the next contest and the next 5 minutes and how we can arrest that momentum. So to their credit, we kicked, I think, 3 in a row in the last part of the second quarter, which gave us a little bit of belief. So the game looked a lot like a Richmond game in the second part of that quarter, which I was really pleased about. Spoke about that at halftime, and we just knew it was going to take a little bit of time. But yeah, like I said, with the spirit and energy of our young boys to keep fighting was really pleasing.
Adam, I mean, throughout the pre-season, you're being written off, wooden spoon again, and some people have been saying you're going to be winless this year. Do you take any of the external noise into users' motivation for such an amazing result tonight, or not really?
No, not at all. We're starting a journey with a young list. There's going to be a lot of noise, and to be fair, we're going to have some bumps in the road. And we spoke about this going into the game. We're going to have fluctuation in form, whether it's in game, or week to week. And we had it. Well, there was some quarter in the second quarter we weren't good enough. We're getting smashed at clearances, 14 inside 50s to 3. It's just not the right way to play. So we had those ebbs and flows in the game. So we're going to have that throughout the season, having such a young list. But like I said, the main thing that I'll preach to our players is that the part of our game that can't waver is our spirit and our energy. Some of our system broke down at parts of the game, but the second half, like I said, it looked like a real Richmond game. But we'll review the game honestly. We lost on expected score. So we've just got to, we won a different way today, but yeah, we've just got to get better.
Defence as well was a brick wall. I think Carlton only scored twice that second half.
Yeah, and that's the fluctuation in that. They were scoring way too easy in the first half, so it was really clear what was happening, and obviously they've got the big boys and some talent down there. So yeah, I thought Jacob Blight just kept fighting, and Ben Miller's second half was terrific. So yeah, and when we say our defence, we play a full team defence, so our forwards were really important in that, and we play a really strong, or look like we played a strong brand on defence, which was nice.
How about the captain, Adam? I mean, he's no stranger to putting out some big performances, but it's not one of his better ones tonight.
Yeah, and he is, and that's the reason why he is our captain. But when you talk about Nank, you think about all of our leaders. Jaden Short had some amazing moments. Nick Vlauston second half. Nathan Broad at half time spoke through some of the system errors that were happening, and they were easy fixes in our eyes, but when they're young players it might take them time, and then we're having obviously Lynchy down, that focal point in the front end just gave us obviously something to kick to and to help some of our younger forwards. So yeah, our leadership across the board, as well as obviously Nank, was outstanding.
Sam Waller looked like a leader out there, did some special things. What did you make of his debut?
Well, that's why he's he's a talented kid, and he'll just get better. But that's what he does when the ball's in his area. He knows how to play, and he knows how to win, and he knows how to fight. Who would have thought a few weeks ago he was getting surgery in his jaw, and now he's having a win on the MCG, and great opportunity for our footy club to celebrate with their families, and it's just one step along that journey.
You've been involved in some big wins at other footy clubs. Where does this rank for you personally in terms of wins you've experienced in your time in footy?
Oh, it's right up there. Only because I think it takes time. It takes time to for a young player to feel like they belong on an AFL field, and like I said, we're just scratching the surface. Like Harry Armstrong, he'll just get better, but he's not going to be a superstar by his fourth game. So we've got to fast track the development of our younger players. But like for Seth Campbell and Ryan Mansell, for the boys that have been around, Thompson Dow's game I thought was really strong. So the boys that have been around the mark and they still haven't hit 50 games yet, They need to feel this. Like James Trezise won his first game today, and I wouldn't have even known that. You feel like he's been around the place for a little while. So we need that as a footy club. So to see the excitement on our younger players, and not only that, to see the joy with our leaders and our older players on the work that they've been putting into those young boys. So it's right up there.
Sam Walsh kicks that goal, puts some forward and up. The godfather of marks and goals, and everyone, you can see that was a big moment for your team with what he's been through. Was that a routine?
Well, it is, and it's something that we try to do as a footy club, and that's celebrate our people, but celebrate effort and the little wins along the way. So for Sammy Lawler to kick his first goal and the boys to get around him, and for Lynchy, they understand, like our players understand how much he cares for our footy club, and he's hated the last 2 years and hasn't been able to support the boys out on the field. So for him to get out there and to do what he did, that's why I was most pleased with the way that we stayed engaged in the game, because the scoreboard didn't matter then. Lynchy mattered.
Big task for Camden McIntosh. His first role as tagger against Paddy Cripps. How did you see that matchup?
Yeah, well, he wore a headband. I didn't know he was wearing a headband today, but it was good because we could see him out there. But he's just such a terrific team. He's just a really, really good teammate. So he was tagging Cripps. He was playing second ruck for us, and he would help out. If we need him down back, he plays any role that we ask him, he'll do. And obviously, Paddy Cripps is a star. And to nullify his influence, not sure how many possessions Paddy had, but he would have worked hard for all of them. So, yeah, it was a really great game by Camden.
Jack Ross, Aaron's probably one of the best games he's played as well. He really stood up in a situation where, obviously the club's such a young club at the moment, for him to really stand up in that moment. Yeah,
and they're the guys you feel really proud for, because he hasn't had the success of a few of our older boys, but he's missed a lot of footy. So he's similar to Lynchy. He was on the sidelines last year after round 5, and he was so important for us up in the early part of the year. And we know the type of character he is. He's not in a leadership group, but he's a leader around our footy club, and it won't be long before he's in there. So he's a powerful man and a good teammate, and our boys love him.
Tom Lynch collected Taunton Coning high. Are you worried about the outcome of that one?
I actually haven't seen the incident, but obviously we'll have to go through that and see what comes out of it. But no, I didn't see it.
You mentioned Seth Campbell earlier. Have you seen that sort of celebration from him on the training field?
Well, once again, I actually didn't see that because it was a really important time of the game, and I wanted our players, same sort of thing, to execute a part of the game that we need to get good at, and that's protecting the lead. I know there was only 40 seconds ago, but there's a method around it. So he's done it at training, and we've celebrated that. He's an energetic kid, and he was really important for us again, and he's just getting better and better every game. He's got a tight groin, so he wanted to keep going. The risk was that he could obviously do something. And with the big boys that we've got on the sidelines at the moment in our back end, he's just too important for us. So, once again, he wanted to go back out there, but we just made the call. They were playing a little bit smaller anyway, so we could take no risks.
How long do you let the boys kind of enjoy this one before you start to pull back for next week?
About 10 minutes. This is what we do. We train hard, we play hard, and you want to celebrate with your families. Like, we've got 3 new players, their families are here. We'll go across to the club and really enjoy each other's company. But tomorrow we get back on, and as I said, we've got to be really honest with the way that we review the game. It's no use me looking for some positives in a loss if I don't look at the game really honestly in a win. So we'll do that. As I said, we lost on expected score, and we'll look at the reasons why, and we'll need to be better to beat Port Adelaide next week. So we'll do that starting tomorrow, but tonight we'll really enjoy the win.
Sam gets a lot of attention, but Luke trainer and led you really well. It's in composed moments, big moments, especially when Jacob goes off and
Yeah, and Luke he's a star, and he had some big moments late in the game, and he's a great kid and a great decision maker. And Harry Armstrong, like, he might not have touched the ball as much as the other two, but they've got some big defenders that he played a role for our boys and brought the ball to ground, and that's the reason why Seth and Rossi and those boys hit the scoreboard. So we'll celebrate that as well. So the young boys really held themselves really well in their first game. Thanks, guys.